What's up, everyone, and welcome to the opening night of Halloween Horror Nights 31.
Yeah.
We are super excited. My bad, I just hit you in the head with the hat. There's a lot to do tonight, guys. Right now, it's slightly raining.
Yes.
Typical HHN opening night. However,
Hopefully it goes away.
we've gotten lucky so far. It was supposed to pour, and it's kind of pushed away. But tonight, we've had the special honor and the invitation from Universal to cover Media Night for this year's HHN 31. So, a super huge thank you to Universal for having us out tonight. We're going to get to go through the houses tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to show you guys all 10 haunted houses. We're going to go through the scare zones. We're going to even get a chance to check out the shows, some of the food, everything that HHN has to offer. So right now we're at Cabana Bay. We're getting checked in, and then we should take a bus over and then get the night started. So let's go. HHN 31, guys.
Woo!
All right, guys. Checked in. We got our badges. We're ready to go. Time to get on the bus. Start HHN 31.
Let's go.
Let's go. Alright guys, we made it. We're here at the gates. We got our badges. We're about to go in, get into our groups, and then do the whole media thing, whatever they got us doing. So we're just along for the ride. But Halloween Horror Nights, we're finally at the gates, guys. Opening night. So let's get tonight started, guys. Our first scare zone.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
It's not even dark yet.
No, it's not.
And it was amazing.
We got to find our group. We don't know where we're going, so we're going to look for it. Get to go through the houses and check out the scare zones. We actually came in and got to try out some of the food for this year's event, which we tried multiple things. I feel like
a lot of things.
I feel like we just grabbed as much as we could fit on our plate, and most of it was good.
Yeah.
But I feel like I wasn't the biggest fan of some items. There were a couple things, like honestly, the coffin really surprised us.
Yeah, I was a big fan of both of the vegan options, the African lentil coffin and then the little boo bun were both really, really good.
Yeah, the only thing about the little boo bun is I'm not a fan of squash.
Yeah,
really.
You have to like squash.
So, but the bun itself was really good. I did enjoy that. And then some of the desserts were good. And then the drink that we had too was pretty delicious. More of a juicy type of flavor. It didn't really strong.
It's not super strong.
Yeah, but overall, we enjoyed it. So, I mean, I guess we're about to get ready to go in and see some things. So here we go. We're all over the place, guys, tonight. Be prepared.
Are you ready for Halloween Horror Nights 31? More like it, guys. We are so excited to have each and every one of you guys here. You're about to embark on the RIP tour, guys, and you're about to check out the world's most premier Halloween event. It's going to be so great, guys. We're talking about 10 amazing houses, 5 epic scare zones, and 2 really dope shows. I know you guys are ready for it.
So we're starting off. We're going to go through Descendants of Destruction as our first house, but to get there, we got to go through Scarecrow, Cursed Soil. So we're going to go through that scare zone first, and then Descendants of Destruction. Not yet.
We're going to New York City. Woo, New York! Yes, and then also near future, all the air has become toxic and people have started to go underground. Now, whenever we're going in there, we're going to go in the subway system. And as you go through, you're going to see how people have gone from human to cannibal to animal.
Alright, so that was Descendants of Destruction. It was a very dark house. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure how you guys got to see that. Extremely dark, but it was pretty good. It was actually a little more crazier than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
There were scare actors everywhere.
I loved the beginning parts where they were still human, but you can see it kind of de-evolving. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, so that house was pretty cool. But up next we have Bugs Eaten Alive. This is probably the house I'm more freaked out about. So, are you ready?
No.
No. All right, we're gonna go though.
Exterminate the central Pier system.
Move! Keep it moving! Please stop it! Inside of me! Watching! How do we get out? Oh, cut them off!
That was disgusting.
Holy jeez, that house. So there you guys go, Bugs Eaten Alive, probably the most creepiest house. It was also another dark house. These houses are pretty dark this year.
Yeah, I loved the 50s aesthetic though. All the scare actors looked so good.
Yeah, it was really good, and the bugs itself, and there's this huge spider.
That was so cool.
That was actually a little creepy, but it was really
Very
neat.
cool.
So that house was a lot better than I thought,
Yeah.
and it did well, but it was a little worse to see the roaches on the wall. That was gross.
Yeah, that was gross.
But as we wrapped up Bugs Eaten Alive, next up we have the Weeknd After Hours Nightmare.
scary. And there's a room at the end where it's like kind of like Us, where there's like different ones that all look the same, and then like one pops out, and that one definitely.
That was really cool. Another house, very vibrant, lots of bright lights, obviously blinding lights, and there's a whole like mirror room. That was really neat.
There were a lot of big sets in there too.
Yeah. Now I will say, when we went through the house, there wasn't a lot of scare actors. It seemed like.
It did seem a little empty.
A little empty, but this is the beginning night. This is the opening of the entire event, so we're pretty sure later in the run they'll start filling up. So we're excited to see that house again when we get to go back. Up next, we have Universal Monsters Legends Collide. This is our most anticipated house of the night. I mean, we're a little bit biased. We got to see Dracula, but we got Dracula, Wolfman, and Mummy featured in this house. We heard it's a long one. We heard it's featuring those classic monsters, but it's also pretty tall. That's what we're hearing. We're going to find out what that means. So up next, classic monsters.
Rise, break death to all who trespass in the temple of Unrest.
Legends Collide. What do you think?
I liked it. I am excited to go through it more, just to like take it in more. We only saw Dracula twice, which is kind of a bummer for us because we love Dracula, but the Mummy was in there a ton.
A lot.
And
it's a heavy mummy house.
The aesthetic of it is really cool. There were a lot of really tall scenes.
Yeah, and it did feel long too, like they said.
Yeah. So I'm excited to go through it more throughout this.
Yeah, that's the one thing about filming through it. It's like we're so worried about the camera and filming, but
we don't get to see much.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to come back again, and it did seem like there was a couple of like boo holes that were empty as well, some scare actors missing. And another thing too in that house is there are some dark places and features in there, so I'm not too sure how much the camera got in that one, but Legends Collide, loved it, had a great time. But that's 4 houses. We have 6 more to go and a couple more scare zones.
The night of harvest is upon us. Let us together bask in the glory of our customs. Drink, my devoted minions.
All right, guys, so up next, we have the Horrors of Blumhouse. So we're going to check that out, and then we got to also go through Conjure the Dark, as you guys got to see. And right now, we're kind of in the middle of the next scare zone that we're going to be showing after the Horrors of Blumhouse, which is Sweet Revenge. So, Horrors of Blumhouse, and then Sweet Revenge.
I'm here just outside.
Shani Jones.
Residents live in fear, knowing the grabber will strike again. Detectives have been...
these floats.
So we're like scattered for the whole night. We've been going non-stop. RIP tour is no
They're
joke.
No joke.
It is fast, it is quick, it's to the point.
Go.
So we got to go through the Sweet Revenge Street, which was really cute. I actually enjoyed it.
I love the lights and the floats. So cute.
Yeah, by the way, we're in Hollywood now. we just traveled to the West Coast. But Sweet Revenge was really nice. We did enjoy that. I will say the scare zones and the houses are very dark this year.
Yeah, very dark.
Like a lot of, I don't remember Hornet. I know Hornets is dark and loud.
Like lighting wise.
But lighting wise, this is like dark. Like the camera's probably not picking up anything.
Not a lot of lighting.
So, however, we do have our next house, which is going to be Halloween. We get the original 1978 Halloween. So we're going to go through that house, and then after that one, we're going to merge into the Hellblock Horror house, and then we'll meet you guys afterwards.
6-year-old child.
So we got out of Halloween, the original 1978 film, as well as Hellblock Horror. So let's talk about Halloween.
I
Your
really
thoughts?
liked it. I never went through the other one.
From 2014.
Right.
They had it, yeah.
So this was my first time doing the original Halloween house. The facade was a little.
I'll be honest, the start of it
Lackluster.
was horrible. I was not a fan of the, like, I guess, quote unquote facade.
The entrance.
Yeah.
But then they do have like the house facade in the house.
Yeah, and it's huge.
I loved it. So.
No, good house. We enjoyed it. The next house was Hellblock Horror, which we did right after Halloween, and we didn't have high expectations for this house.
This one was lower on my list.
It was, but after we gone through it, it was good. I wouldn't say it's better than some of the houses we've gone through, obviously, throughout the night, but there was
still lower on my list.
Yeah, it was still a fun house. It's just like a lot of the creatures and monsters and things that we saw were of creatures we've already seen at HHN, which was like kind of cool, but it also just felt like, oh, we've already seen this, and also.
I will say I'm interested to see it later in the run because it was just our first time going through it, and it could get better.
Yeah,
so.
Actually, that goes for all the houses that we do. All the houses are great; they're always going to be good, but the later in the run we go through, they're going to get better. So we do have to say that. But now up next, we do have Spirits of the Coven, and then we're going right away from Spirits of the Coven into Fiesta de Chupacabraas, and then hopping straight into Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake. I feel like all day I've been saying that wrong. So we're gonna give you guys 3 houses back to back to back, and then we'll meet you guys again and give you guys our full review on those 3.
What's the password?
hemos estado esperando.
Sangre alimentará a la bestia. Tu sangre alimentará a la bestia. Tu sangre alimentará.
Necesitamos tu sangre.
All right, just what do you think?
We're going through our last house, Dead Man's Pier. I'm really excited for this one. So far, I loved Fiesta de Chupacabra. That one was so pretty, so pretty.
Can you hear her song?
This is a whole freaking boat!
Guys, this house right now, probably my absolute favorite. It's really dark, it's really loud, but it's beautiful! Guys, this house is awesome!
Guys, we went on a boat.
Yeah, we're on a
In
boat.
a house, on a boat.
So there you go. You get to see Spirits of the Coven, Fiesta de Chupacabraas, and Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake.
Yeah.
Let's start with Spirits of the Coven. Your thoughts on that?
I really liked all three of these, but talking about Spirits of the Coven, I thought it, like, the aesthetic was really nice. This one I didn't pay as much attention to because I was trying to film through it and my camera was being weird. So I'm excited to see it again tomorrow.
Yeah, I would say these houses, all of them, like, obviously, like, we got to film through the houses, but they were just so dark, and we're trying to pay attention to filming, so it's like, well, you know, there's so much going on. And what was cool about, something about all these houses, especially, like, at this year's event, they're very tall. There's different layers and levels at the houses. So that's something new that we're not used to, that I thought really surprised us. And then the next one we did was Fiesta de Chupacabraas, which the facade for that was super fun.
I loved this one as well.
Yeah.
The inside was, the facade was amazing, and then also even inside there were like facades inside the house as you got into it. And there were areas that were very bright and colorful.
That's what I was looking forward to this house. If they were going to be lots of color, and it really delivered, to be honest.
And then the chupacabras, like the puppets,
those were huge.
They were scary.
And
oh my gosh. They were pretty scary. So I really liked this one as well.
That house, like, we had it high on our list, and even though it was high on our list, it still surprised me of how good it was. So we did enjoy that one.
And then we didn't do this on purpose, but we saved the best for last. Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake. It was beautiful.
That was a beautiful
absolutely
house, guys.
stunning.
I
I don't
mean,
even think I got scared really. Like there were some good jump scares, but like I feel like it was just so beautiful.
The story about it and the backstory that we got, and honestly, it's one of those houses that, as we were walking through, I was like, I don't think I've ever really seen something like this.
No,
like
there were
I'm
times
describing.
where I was just turning around and looking at Brian like.
Yeah, we both were just like, oh my, it's a boat. Like there,
Yeah.
I mean, there
were multiple boats.
and it was
in the
raining.
house.
Like there was parts where it was actually raining in the house,
You
and
go
we were both
on the
looking
boat
like, wow.
and you
like,
literally see out of the portholes.
yeah,
Like,
guys, that house is. It's gonna be hard to beat that house, to be honest.
It's really
So
good.
that's probably our favorite one. We don't want to try to spoil too much. I know we showed a couple things, but we're not showing as much. You guys got to do that house. That was our by far #1 house of the night. And just like that, time travel. We're at the front of the park. We're wrapping up the opening night to Halloween Horror Nights 31. I'm gonna tell you something. We got lucky that it did not pour today.
So lucky.
Like absolutely lucky. So thank you to Mother Nature for cooperating tonight on opening night. Thank you to Universal for having us for this awesome media night.
So much fun.
We had a great time.
We're exhausted.
We're exhausted.
And
Like,
it's only the first night.
we got like what 42 nights left, so we still got a long way to go. But the houses were great. They're gonna get better.
So
The scare
good.
zones were awesome. They're gonna get better. It's a fun year. Like
It's a very
it's
fun
fun.
year,
There's
yeah.
a lot of different aesthetics.
Very pretty. Everything is
beautiful,
so
guys.
like just pretty.
It's Halloween.
Yeah.
HHN's back, guys. So that's gonna do it for us. We're tired. It's late. It's time to get to bed. It's past our bedtime. But that's gonna do it for us here at Universal Orlando Resort for the opening night of Halloween Horror Nights 31. So until the next video, can't wait to see you guys there. And of course, catch you guys in the fog. Peace out, everyone.
Bye.